everybody. I'm going to try this again. I guess I lost some Wi-Fi or some connectivity issues, so my apologies. But hopefully you guys can see me now. If someone could just say hi in the comments or put a 1 that you're watching live, 2 on a replay, I would greatly appreciate it so I can tell if my connection is going good. All right, well, let's get started. Lewis, I need some help for a second, please. So anyways, I've got my oven heated to 350, and I'm gonna make some pumpkin bars. Hi Sandra, thanks for watching. Hold on, this is like, I was just doing my live and I had a Wi-Fi connection and got kicked off, so hopefully I won't get kicked off this again, so let's give it a shot. Hi Sandra, thanks for joining. Scott, Yadra. Like I said, we're gonna make a keto pumpkin bar. Don't know if you guys know, but today is National Pumpkin Spice Day. Love my pumpkin spice lattes. But we're gonna make some pumpkin spice bars. If you're watching live, go ahead and put 1 in the comments. If you're watching on a replay, put 2 in the comments, and I'll give you a shout out. Please also remember, share. Sharing is caring. Sharing helps me out tremendously. So share it to your page, share it to your groups. Anyone who's looking for a low carb or keto diet or some kind of lower calorie, sugar recipes, this will help them out a lot. So please share. Hi Michelle, hi Denise, Chadwick, thanks for joining us. So let's get started. So hope you guys can see my pan, okay? So my oven is currently heated to 350, and it says use an 8x8 pan, and it says grease it. I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil in there and just spray a little bit of olive oil in it and set it aside. Nothing much. All right. If you want this recipe or any of my other recipes too, go ahead and put group in the comment and I'll get you added to that group. But please remember, we need to be friends first, so send that friends request, send me a message, and I can get you in there a little bit faster. All right, so we're gonna add pumpkin. So I've got some leftover pumpkin from the other day. If you go through my videos on my page, I made some pumpkin chili. This is the type of pumpkin I use, nothing fancy. It's just pure pumpkin. The only ingredient in this is pumpkin. So just make sure that you're using pure pumpkin and not like pumpkin pie filling. All right, so we need half a cup of pumpkin. Let's see, quarter. I think I probably have just about a half left. So, how many of you knew it was National Pumpkin Spice Day? Probably all the people that like pumpkin know that. So, all right, so there's a half a cup. If you're new to watching me, go ahead and put new in the comments so I can give you a shout out and let me know where you're from. All right, so we're going to add, let's see, add pumpkin oil. So it says 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. This is the avocado oil that I use. I picked this up at Sam's Club. It's a big bottle. Lasts a while. And so it says 2 tablespoons. On there. Has anybody ever had pumpkin bars before? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if anybody does not like pumpkin in the comments. All right, so we got pumpkin oil sweetener. I use erythritol. I know you guys see me use multiple types of sugars. I use them based on the recipe, but most of the time, this is what I use. Trying to do that, you know, the dirty, lazy, Cheeto keto diet. Sure. Thanks, California. Welcome. So we're going to use that, and it says a quarter cup of granular sugar or your sweetener of your type. So I've got a quarter cup here. We're just going to put a quarter cup in there. So that's all done. Can you guys see my bowl all right? Let's see. Hope so. All right. All right, let's see. So we've got the spice. Let's see. You know, let's see. Pumpkin oil, sweetener, eggs. It says 2 eggs. Eggs, it says room temperature. I took these out about 30 minutes ago. They're probably not quite up to room temperature, but hey, we're gonna go ahead and use them anyways. I don't know the purpose of room temperature eggs or not. If anybody on there watching knows the reason for that, let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it. Sorry, I'm looking for a towel. I got some stuff on my hands. So, all right. So eggs, vanilla, nothing fancy. This is the vanilla I use. I use pure vanilla. You know, careful with that imitation stuff. Sometimes there's sugar and stuff in it. So use what's good for you, the diet that you're on. It says 1 teaspoon of sugar, not sugar, vanilla. As you guys know, if you've been watching me, I'm no pro at this, but I do my best. So 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Got that in there. You guys still see my bowl okay? Well, good. All right, let's see. Vanilla. And it says mix. I love my little handy dandy wand. Makes things real easy. It's a little loud, but it works. Always start it on low because it will splatter. All right, that looks good. Smells good. All right, again, if you're just joining, we're making some pumpkin keto bars. If you're watching live, go ahead and put 1 in the comments. Give me a shout out. Tell me where you're from. If it's on a replay, you know, go ahead and put 2 and I'll say, I'm sorry I missed you. And if you want any of these recipes or my previous recipes, I have a special group. Not only does that group contain recipes, it has support for low carb. It has low carb recipes. We have meal plans. We have doctor's information. We've got testimonials. So excellent group. So put group in the comments if you want to get added to that group. Remember though, we do need to be friends. So send me that friends request. All right. Now the remaining ingredients. It says almond flour. That's the almond flour that I use. I get a big bag from Sam's Club, and it says almond flour, 1 1/4 cups. How many out there bake all the time? Sandra, do you bake a lot? Denise? Michelle? The hardest part is finding time to bake, to be honest. And I'm going to use this as a 1/2 cup because my other cup is dirty, so that looks about half. So 1 1/2 cups of the almond flour. And let's see. Now we're going to add some pumpkin spice. This is what I use. Nothing famous. Pumpkin pie spice. And it says 1 1/2 teaspoons. So here we go. We got 1. I believe this is a half. Smelling good already. I wish you guys could be here. Yeah, this time of year. Is it still hot in California? All right, let's see. Okay, it says salt. Where's my salt? I'm not a big salt person, but I do like to use a little bit of salt being on the keto diet, keep those electrolytes up. I don't want the keto flu. I used to use pink Himalayan salt. I'm not gonna measure it. It does say about a 1/2 teaspoon. I don't know, I'm guessing that's it. So, see, I don't do this for a living, so I just take estimates with cooking and we'll see what happens. All right, and baking soda. We need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. There's 1 teaspoon. And I think that's the final ingredient. So we're gonna get this all mixed up. Let me just double check my recipe, make sure I haven't missed anything. Let's see. I think I have all the ingredients. All right, then all we have to do is mix this up again until well, and just about finished. Hold on, I'm getting tied up in my cord here. That's looking good. So this is looking like a paste. It's really thick. It's not watery. I'm going to keep mixing it for a little bit more, and I'm going to actually turn this up a little bit. All right. So that's all the ingredients. I'm going to just run through my ingredients real quick for those of you that are just jumping on. Half a cup of pumpkin puree, 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, a 1/4 cup of sugar-free sweetener. I use erythritol. You can use Swerve or monk fruit. 2 eggs, room temperature. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. 1 1/4 cups of almond flour. Did I use a 1/4 cup or a 1/2 cup? I don't know. We'll know. And 1 1/2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda. So with that being said, it says pour your batter into an 8x8 pan. Guys, I really think I put in 1 1/2 cups of almond flour. And so I'm going to just use the rest of my pumpkin in here. It will add a little bit more moisture to it. So go by the recipe if you make this. Don't go by what I'm doing, okay? I mean, a little bit of pumpkin's not gonna hurt. All right. And for those of you that are watching the second time, my apologies to those of you that were watching me the first time and my internet connection kicked out. So, I mean, the internet's great when it's working, but when it's not, it's a little difficult. So I'm gonna just, we already buttered our, or greased our pan with a little bit of olive oil spray. And so I'm gonna just go ahead and pour this in. And we will spread it around. Like I said, I have already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. It smells amazing, you guys. All right, you spread it around, and then we'll just tap it and get some of them air bubbles out. And then we will put this in the oven for, it says 25 to 30 minutes. Someone mentioned their oven cooked it in 22, so just, I guess depends on your oven and where you're at. You know, gas, electric, always cook differently. So I'm not sure what you're cooking with. I grew up on a gas stove, and now that I'm in Tennessee, it's electric, so. All right, and there it is. This is ready to go into the oven. So it's gonna go into the oven, like I said, 25, 30 minutes. It says until the top of it's dark and the center is set. Probably I'll test it with a toothpick. And when it's done, I'll take it out and let it cool. I'll go ahead and put a picture in the comments once it's completed so you can see how it is. Also, if you wanted to, you can make a cream cheese frosting and add that to the top of it, and it would be, you know, like a little cake versus just a plain old bar. So there's lots of options. I'm gonna just keep it as a plain old bar. I think we put a lot of sugar in it, so a lot of times I think even though it's a cream cheese frosting, it can be kind of sugars, and I'm trying to stay away from my sugars. So anyways, again, I appreciate you guys for watching. Share it to your page, share it to your groups. Anyone that is on low carb or keto or looking for something, a little healthier option for dessert, would love to have this. If you put shared, go ahead and put shared in the comments so I can reach out and thank you. Hi, Shelly, thanks for joining. Again, if you want in my special group that has recipes, low carb, keto, meal plans, testimonials and some doctor's information, advice, and guidance, go ahead and put group in the comments and I will get you added to that group. Please, please, please make sure that we are friends first. Send me a friends request, because if we're not friends, Facebook won't let me add you to the group. It's not my, my rule, but Facebook likes to have a little control on something. So I'll post a picture later. Also, make sure you guys are looking at my stories on my Facebook. There's a lot of times I post pictures in my stories that I don't post on my page, and they're only there for a certain length of time, so I don't want to let you miss out on anything. So I appreciate you guys watching and sharing, and we will see you tomorrow. Friday Shake Day. I think it's Friday. See you guys.